Well, happy Tuesday morning. I hope you guys had a really nice long weekend and got a lot of relaxation in and some snow play. We are moving on today into Unit 7. We are starting with the first lesson, 711. We're going to go back to some algebra and some of our expression maths. So you can either just use flat out notes that you have as you're generating the work that we're going to be doing with your classroom slides, or you can take some additional notes in your notebook, completely up to you. But I would have your classwork note or your class slides open and then this open on the other side, and I'd be working simultaneously. So let's see what we're doing. All right, so when we go back to chapter 4, which is the first time we wrote expressions and simplified them with combining like terms, we learned that when we talk about a like term is something that has either the same variable or no variables at all. And we talked about the fact that simplifying those and to get rid of those by making zero pairs, which was what we did, was a really good idea. So we continued that practice of kind of eliminating things and simplification. And we also found some balanced sets and we did things like that. So we're going to continue that practice today. We're going to start by going backwards to review some of our learning, and then we will use that to grow. Just as a reminder, we have two tiles, positive and negative, and we have x tiles, unit tiles, and the x squared tiles. Your learning targets for today are, I will write the expression represented on the map. You know how to do that, all right? So that's not an I can statement. And then the next one is, I can use the legal moves to simplify expressions on the mat. Okay, so this is our mat. We have positive tiles, negative tiles, x tiles, and unit tiles. So our goal is to combine all of our terms and then to simplify them, to eliminate things. So if we were to work through this together and we were to write an expression, and that expression would be what was on the mat, what we would end up having is our positives would be first. We have 2 of the x tiles. And then you could say plus and then a negative 2 of the negative x tiles, or you could just say minus 2x, which is what I'm going to start doing very soon. You also have plus 4 unit tiles, and then you have plus 3 negative tiles. So if we're going to simplify and we are going to make zeros, I did that by circling. We kind of put a line through and we removed them. Again, we would circle just the 3. We would leave one of those, and we would remove them. We had to have a key, which would say 0, and that would be in the pink. So what is left after we did all of that is 1 positive tile. That's our answer. Okay, so the new plan that we have in this lesson is we're going to be comparing expressions to determine which side of the mat is greater. So we have mat A, we have mat B. Right here, mat A, and then mat B, and our goal is to figure out which one is greater. So we have 2 sides of the mat, and we need to simplify each side as much as possible, and then compare what's left, asking ourselves which side is bigger. Well, when we take a look at this mat, you can see that we have 3 negative tiles over here, and we have 2 negative tiles here. You can't simplify anything. So which is greater? Well, negative 2 is a greater number. It's closer to 0. So that's the most simplest way we can talk about this. Let's add some complexity. Okay, so do you remember our signs for greater than and less than? We're going to just take a minute here to talk about that. 4 is less than 8. The little spot goes to the number that's later, less than. I think we talked about this in class, and there's something about an alligator eating the smaller number. I never ever understood that. You guys are all laughing at me now. You get it better than I do. So this slide is just to make Mrs. Brewer look ridiculous. So we're going to move on. Okay, a story of 2 mats. 2 friends built the mats to the right. They want to know whose side is bigger. So our process is always going to be the same. We're going to find the value of each side of the mat. We're going to simplify, and then we're going to decide which is greater. So let's go ahead and we will write down what our values of each one of the mats are. So on mat A, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 3 negatives, and I'm going to start writing it that way. On mat B, we have 2 positives, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make my little key, which pink is 0. I can take 3 and 3, so I'll just do those 3. And I'm going to remove them from my mat. And I can take 2 and 2, and I'm going to remove those from my mat. And what do I have left? What I have left is 2 positive tiles on mat A and 3 negative tiles on mat B. So which one is greater? Mat A is greater. All right, let's move on. Okay, we're going to do it all again. So what is on mat A? Well, we have x squared. And then we have plus x minus x. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 5. And on mat B, we have x squared plus x minus x. And then we have 4 negative tiles. We are going to, once again, make zeros. Okay, so let's make those 0 pairs. I can get rid of these. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get rid of these, and I can do that. And that's kind of it, right? Well, there's this little thing that we have forgotten about that we haven't really done in any of our other comparisons, and that is to remove things that are the same on each side. That is our second pair of things. So I'm going to switch over to green. I don't remember what color I used last time, but my green is going to be what we refer to as a balanced set. I think maybe I used blue the last time. I'll switch it to blue again. Okay, so this and this are balanced sets. And then I can take all 4 of those and remove them, and 4 of those and remove those. So what do I end up having left over? Well, on mat A, I have 1 negative tile. And on mat B, I have 0. And that's what you are going to want to try to get back to, is that something with a 0. So which side is greater? Mat B is greater. All right, let's take our newfound remembrance of balanced sets and move forward. Okay, so again, we're going to start by writing down what is on expression mat A. We have an x plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1. And on mat B, we have another x plus 4 minus 2. I'm going to make my key. I have my zeros. Let's start there. I can take away, that's a 0 pair. And I can take these 2 and those 2, and I can remove them also. Then I'm going to go after my balanced sets. I can get rid of that x. I can get rid of that x. I can take those 2 off, and I can just take off, I'll just do those 2. All right, so what do I have left? I have nothing on mat B, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on mat A. So which one is greater? Mat A is greater. Okay, let's do it again. We're going to start with what's on our mats. So we have 2x minus x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 5, minus 3. And then on mat B, we have x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 6, and then minus 3. Let's make our key. We'll start with our zeros. So we have a 0 pair right here. Take that off. And then we have 3 and 3, so we'll circle all of these. And those can be removed. And then we'll have these 3 and those 3. Remove them. All right, now we will do our balanced sets. All right, so I can take this x off, and I can take that x off. And then I have these 2, and I have those 2. So what do I have left? Well, what I have left on mat A is nothing. I have 0 on mat A. And what do I have on mat B? I have this little one right here. Got to really be a lot neater than Mrs. Brua is being currently. So we have 1. So which mat is greater? Mat B is greater. Excellent. Let's keep going. All right, this time I want you to pause this, and I'm going to do the whole thing, and I want you to check yourself when you're done. Okay, well, how did you do? Did you end up with what Mrs. Brewer had? 5 on mat A, 0 on mat B. Hopefully I did it right, and hopefully you did it right too. And hopefully this is making way more sense to you. Okay, one more time. Go ahead and do it. Pause the video, come back and see. All right, how did you do on this one? It had a little trick. So you end up with 2x plus 5 minus 2 on mat A, 2x plus 4 minus 1 on mat B. When you do your 0 sets and your balance sets, you end up with nothing left on each side. So mat A has 0 and mat B has 0, so that means that the mats are in fact equal. Okay, let's try it again. Come back when you're done. All right, did you end up with 2 tiles on mat A and no tiles on mat B, making mat A greater? I hope so. Okay, this one is going to require you to build the tiles and then simplify. So go ahead and build yours. I'm going to build mine. We'll meet back and then we will make sure we have the correct built tiles, and then we'll go about simplifying. Go ahead and download your weekly RMP. Take a look at number 6 and 17, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Bye.